I want to start with this. We tend to think, this is the way we are as sports fans. The more people we include to the dance, the tournament, the party, that the fairer it is, the more reasonable it is, and it gets rid of all the ugly arguments. Like, we think about that, right? Like, listen, you have a 4-team playoff in college football, but if it was 8, that would end all the arguments. And I was driving to work, and I was thinking about this morning. And I said, no, it actually makes it worse. And I'm going to give you an example of why. Because when things are ultra exclusive, people like you and me know we can't get in. But once you add our neighbors, once you add our friends, then it infuriates us because we feel they're our equals. There was a country club in Los Angeles, and it was only for billionaires. But then they allowed in millionaires and people who were close to millionaires. The arguments get more heated. And I thought driving in this morning, think of this. For everybody, if you're going to create an 18 college football playoff, and I think we've gotten to that point, but I like the idea because I think it intensifies the argument, and I'm in the argument business. I'm in the debate business. I'm in the opinion business. So I've always said the more dumpster fires, the more car wrecks is metaphorically good for my show. But think about this. If we had a fast food tournament, like the college football playoff, and it was only 3 teams, so somebody got a bye. Now think about this. Based on sales, the top 3 would be, you can figure this out, McDonald's, and then Subway, and Starbucks. Nobody could argue that. Because McDonald's is the Burger King, Starbucks is the Coffee King, and Subway is the Sandwich King. But the minute you add a 4th, look what happens. Number 4 is Burger King. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wendy's doesn't get in. You can have a tournament without a Frosty. Yo, Baconator on this side, grilled burger on your side. Spicy chicken sandwich is out. See, I grew up more of a Wendy's guy than a Burger King guy. Nothing against Burger King. I've eaten there too. But I was a Wendy's guy. I'd have no problem as a Wendy's guy saying, well, we're not Starbucks, Subway, or McDonald's. But the minute you put in Burger King, now I'm pissed. Now let's extrapolate it to the top 8 in sales, and look what happens. Wendy's is allowed in with Taco Bell, Dunkin' Donuts, and Chick-fil-A. And you're like, okay. All right, that seems reasonable to me. That seems reasonable. Okay, we got all the good ones in, except you don't. Look at the fringe fast food establishments that wouldn't make the top 8. Are you going to tell me you're not going to have a pizza chain? No KFC? No Panera Bread? And I like those 2 Sonic guys in the car. Once you go 8 to like 14, this is where USC's argument. USC has no argument now because they have 3 losses. But if you expanded it to 8, you would be telling me Oklahoma State with 2 losses is better than USC with 3? I can deal with Ohio State 1 and me 3. But when you use fast food, nobody would empirically deny McDonald's, Starbucks, Subway. The minute you put in Burger King, Wendy's is like, whoa, what are we doing here? You expand it to 8, then every Panera Bread's like, well, we have the best quality out of all these. KFC's like, no chicken place? Pizza Hut's like, we live in America here. No pizza place? Domino's, us? We're not in? It's my country club theory. The more people a country club or any private club allows in, the feistier the arguments get. The more debate there is. So for anybody arguing that 8 would end the arguments, Jay Billis loses his mind on every selection Sunday and literally goes nuts, and they allow 68 teams in. But if you only let 8 teams in and you had Duke and Carolina and Michigan State and Kansas, Syracuse, UConn, Arizona, nobody would argue. You're like, well, we know we're not Syracuse. We're not dominating that. Well, we're not Duke. We know that. But the minute you let in Coastal Carolina, then every roast beef tech thinks I'm getting jobbed here. So I am all for an 8-team playoff. But let's use the fast food analogy to see what it would truly do. You can use it with cars. You can use it with music. You can use it with bands. The more you allow in, the angrier people get.